This is a 5-minute video taken with a very cheap camera strapped to the handlebars of the bicycle. It starts off at our house just at the back, and we are going to travel for 5 minutes down a very bumpy track, which is why the video quality is as poor as it is. And we are just travelling down to the main riverside path. Just been overtaken by a neighbour on his bicycle, and we're just dropping down a rather steep hill. I'm editing the video here because my partner is a bit nervous about riding down it. It's only about 30 or 40 yards, but it is rather steep. A couple of local kids have just gone past going the other way. It's quite a popular track. So we're just setting off again. The wobble is me setting off on the bicycle. It rained last night, which is why there are so many puddles. Usually this is quite dry. It's the beginning of August 2010. And we're just cycling up on the riverside track. In a moment you'll see the river alongside us. And we are passing some pedestrians. We always slow down and are nice to the pedestrians, especially as we don't speak much Polish and wouldn't know if they were swearing at us. Just setting off again with a few wobbles, and we're off on our way up to Manhattan, which is a bar and a children's playground. It's about 5 minutes cycle ride. I've knocked a few of the most boring bits out of this video, but mostly this is the whole journey. You can see the river on the left. It's quite a small stream. It's normally that sort of size, about 6 inches deep and a foot wide. Sometimes it fills that channel and it's quite scary when it does. I've only seen it once. It was in May and there were some floods around this part of Poland. My partner is just overtaking me on the inside, because of course we should be riding on the right here in Poland. We're going to follow her for a bit, so you're going to get the view of her rear hind quarters and back tyre, which probably needs pumping up, and she's just given me a very funny look. We're just about halfway now. It's about half a mile to the park in total. Another local just passed us going the other way, and you can still see the river on the left. Just coming up is a grotty new housing estate, about 8 houses. They've built that in the last 12 months. They're quite nice houses, but sticking 8 together like that in an area where there's so much free land seems rather silly to us. So we are just going to towards the park. It's not far now. Cycling at about 10 miles an hour. It's slightly uphill, so we certainly don't want to go any faster on this. And the distance, you can just begin to see the mountains. They're going to appear in a few seconds. Passing a couple more of the locals and some waste material. This is where the concreted part of the path starts, and the park is just beginning to appear in the distance. So this 5 minutes is nearly finished. We're up to 3.5. Parked car on the left shows a road that actually goes off to the right, which is the main access to the park, and you'll just see coming into view a widening of the river, and there's a small dam, and that's the area where most of the local kids play. It's not really deep enough for swimming, but it's certainly deep enough for paddling, a couple of feet. And on a nice summer's day, which we often get here in Poland, you'll see hundreds of people gathered round here. There's barbecues, all sorts of things like that. Just see the entrance to the park on the right. It's called Manhattan. Nobody seems to know why. Very Polish name. And you can just see the widening of the river and the dam on the right hand edge. We're now going up a steep little slope into the children's playground and bar area. It's very well kept, very well looked after, very popular. We've come up fairly early and there's not many people here yet, but often on an evening you'll see 300 or 400 people here, maybe 10, 20 bicycles parked around. There is bike parking. My partner Vicky's just putting her bike in. You can see the kiddies swings and the bar area.